Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Wednesday, January 18, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Guatemala to help Guyana revive sugar industry to set up embassy in March. India interested in long-term purchase of Guyana's oil. Fire scare and bomb threat at Bishop's High School. Second prisoner who escaped from police van recaptured. And issuance of tourism permits. Other documentation fast-tracked at business clinic. Now for the news in detail. A number of countries, including the Latin American country of Guatemala, are interested in helping Guyana's efforts to return the sugar industry to profitability. Guatemala is in fact slated to set up an embassy here in just a couple of months. Find out more in our lead story tonight from Gerald Bryan.
During a press conference to mark his return from India, President Dr. Irfan Ali spoke about international interest in helping Guyana make the Guyana Sugar Corporation, GUYSUCO, profitable. One of those countries is Guatemala, and in fact, the country will soon have a diplomatic presence here.
In March, Guatemala is establishing their embassy here, a full presence here, and they are also very much interested in supporting us in terms of sugar and GUYSUCO.
He further explained the necessity for bringing technical experts into GUYSUCO. Guatemala, a sugar producer in its own right, can provide this assistance.
In relation to GUYSUCO, we have to bring in technical expertise. We have been open to private sector involvement, and any private sector involvement, we have had expression of interest. But now we have to work now on getting the technical capability to support our local management team, to push this company faster into profitability, to look at the restructuring and so on. Guatemala is also very much interested in this.
Guatemala is the second largest exporter of sugar in Latin America and the fifth largest exporter in the world. Last year, GUYSUCO received $1 billion in supplementary funds from the government, and in budget 2023, $4 billion was allocated. Since its return to office, government has taken steps to reopen the Rose Hall, Enmore, and Skeldon sugar estates. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
One of the outcomes of President Dr. Irfan Ali's trip to India is that India has reaffirmed its interest in purchasing Guyana's oil on a long-term basis. According to the president, no commitment has been made, but the matter is being examined. Here is Gerald Bryan again with the details.
During a press conference on Tuesday, President Dr. Irfan Ali confirmed that India still maintains an interest in directly purchasing Guyana's oil. President Ali stressed, however, that it is still only in a discussion phase. A proposal is expected from India on the matter.
A technical team will examine this court. We have to await what the technical team say. I don't know what the proposal will be. I haven't seen the proposal. So the technical teams will work, submit, and then, of course, whatever they submit, you will know. Whatever you submit, you will know. Everybody will know whatever they submit. What proposal they're making to the government, you will know.
President Ali also noted that India has expressed an interest in Guyana's oil blocks, which are currently up for auction. However, he stressed that the oil blocks are open for everyone to bid, not just Indian companies.
In the meeting with the minister, the interest of exploring that opportunity of government-to-government collaboration was very clear. There was also a clear undertaking that the private sector of India in the oil and gas sector will be encouraged to participate in that auction. We also encourage the government of India to have their agency participate directly in the auction also, because we would like to see as much people, if every government that is interested in participating in the auction participate, we will welcome it, we love it. We are encouraging every single company. Let me say this very clear. Guyanese company, any company, you want to be part of the auction, please come up. Any government in any part of the world, any company in any part of the world, you are free to be part of the auction. This is not for India.
In December last, Guyana put a total of 14 of its oil blocks in both shallow and deep water up for auction. A minimum signing bonus of US $10 million was set for the shallow water and US $20 million for the deep water blocks. The tender is expected to close by April 14th of this year and the contracts awarded by May the 31st, 2023. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
With a total of $5.5 billion earmarked for the Guyana Prison Service in 2023, some $100 million is projected to be injected into the training of inmates to prepare them for their exit from the prison system. Luanda McAllister reports.
This was announced by Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh on Monday during the presentation of the national budget for 2023. It was revealed that in 2022, 1,400 inmates were trained in areas such as block making, basic agriculture, and culinary arts, among others, at a cost of $88.9 million. He said it is anticipated that in 2023, a further sum of $100 million will be expended towards the training of 1,500 inmates, which will support their rehabilitation and social transformation in preparation for their exit from the prison system.
In ensuring training of prisoners to ensure that they are given life skills to facilitate a seamless reintegration into society on completion of their sentence. In this regard, we're investing $50 million to ensure trade shops at these facilities are fully equipped to facilitate training in such areas as carpentry, joining, masonry, block making, etc.
The finance minister added that the government will also ensure that the prison service is staffed with qualified and competent officers with the necessary skill set to allow them to effectively navigate this complex environment. To this end, he said the government will invest in prison management training for over 400 prison personnel this year. According to the finance minister, the government's overall reform and modernization program for the prison service targets the transformation of the prison service from a penal to a correctional service, which promotes an environment where custodial safety is assured and inmates are rehabilitated and successfully reintegrated into society. Moreover, he said works will continue to modernize the physical prison infrastructure.
In 2022, we spent $2.4 billion to commence sweeping upgrades to our custodial and correctional facilities. We've budgeted a further $2.2 billion in 2023 to advance prisons being constructed and or completed at Mazaruni and Lusignan, and to commence work for the reconstruction of the New Amsterdam prisons.
Luanda McAllister for the Evening News.
Teachers, students, and other staffers at the Bishop's High School were forced to evacuate the Carmichael Street Georgetown building on Wednesday morning following a bomb threat. According to information reaching the Evening News, a teacher at the institution received a call from an unknown person who alleged that a bomb has been planted at that educational institution. The Guyana Fire Service, in a brief statement, explained that its officers responded at around 9:09 hours to a report received of a bomb planted at the school. As such, the building was evacuated to allow for firefighters and the bomb squad to comb the institution. Nothing threatening was found. Last evening, around 22:15 hours, the fire service received a false report of a fire at the Bishop's High School. When firefighters responded, no fire or smoke was seen in or around the building. These developments come on the heels of last week's fire, which gutted the Christchurch Secondary School, a fire which authorities have determined was an act of arson. Meanwhile, we now tell you that police officers acting on information received this morning went to Bushy Park on the East Bank Essequibo, where they apprehended Ryan Wilson, who had escaped from lawful custody on January 13. Wilson, a 29-year-old contractor of Virgin Ocean East Bank Essequibo, was arrested and escorted to the Leonora police station, where he is presently awaiting charges. On the day in question, Wilson and another prisoner escaped by kicking open the door of the prison van in which they were being transported. At the time, the vehicle was on the eastern end of the Demerara Harbor Bridge, en route to the Lusignan prison on the east coast of Demerara. The other escapee, 22-year-old Shamar Singh, has since turned himself over to police custody. Singh was handed over on Monday by his mother, Diane Singh, of West Coast Demerara. The mother, upon being questioned, disclosed that her son made contact with her via cell phone and asked her to collect him at GPL at Vredenhoop Stelling, West Coast Demerara, since he wanted to turn himself in. As a result, the woman said she went and picked him up and took him to the Vredenhoop police station and handed him over to the police. He was then rearrested and is currently in police custody. Meanwhile, Wilson has been facing a charge of indecent assault, while Singh has been facing charges of simple larceny and possession of narcotics. They are both expected to face additional charges for escaping from lawful custody. Coming up, government shuts down Norton's criticisms of Budget 2023, and residents grateful as road networks upgraded in Little India, Little Africa. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m., Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Play and win with Superbet. Visit an agent near you to play all your favorite games. Superbet, your best bet. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
It was a long car ride home, and Kyla started to crave the all-natural Ripples Crunch. Ah yes, that was all she could think about. She thought she was dreaming, but it seemed so real. Daydream or not, the craving still hit, and she couldn't wait to rip into it. Sunshine Snacks Ripples Chips. Rip into 100% real potato goodness.
Sunshine Snacks Ripples. Rip into real potato.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
On the job, you know how it goes. 1 minute everything's going right and the next something goes wrong. Don't worry, Premier Insurance will make things right again. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Program Manager of the Guyana Council of Organizations for Persons with Disabilities, Ganesh Singh, says while he is grateful for the measures in Budget 2023 that support the community of persons living with disabilities, much more is needed to ensure this vulnerable segment of the population enjoys an enhanced quality of life. Find out more in this report.
In his 2023 budget presentation on Monday, Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh announced a number of interventions to support persons living with disabilities. He said government will continue with existing programs to construct centers and to provide training and equipment for this group of persons.
In 2022, construction of the Mahaika Disability Complex was completed to provide skills training for employment opportunities and empowerment of persons. And we began constructing a new care center for children living with disabilities at the Mahaika Hospital, along with a state-of-the-art business center in Region 6 to promote entrepreneurial activities. Furthermore, sir, 2 wheelchair buses were acquired to provide transportation for residents of the Mahaika Hospital and Training Complex. We ensure, sir, we intend to ensure that transportation is available at all institutions representing persons living with disabilities in 2023.
Dr. Singh also announced a $2,000 increase in public assistance from $14,000.
I now wish to announce a further increase in public assistance with effect from 1st of January 2023 from $14,000 monthly to $16,000 monthly, an over 75% increase since the People's Progressive Party civic resumed office. This will benefit 29,000 persons and will provide in excess of $700 million in additional disposable income to these individuals.
But when contacted on Wednesday, Program Manager of the Guyana Council of Organizations for Persons with Disabilities, Ganesh Singh, expressed some disappointment in the small increase.
As it relates to the public assistance, the $2,000 increase, we were hoping that it would have been more.
He further expressed that more measures are needed to support persons with disabilities.
Creation of more employment opportunities so that people with disabilities can be able to work and live themselves out of poverty. And in future, significant increase in the public assistance to those people who are unable to work.
Meanwhile, in 2022, over 205 persons received assistive aids inclusive of wheelchairs, folding canes and walkers, while over 170 persons living with disabilities were trained in the areas of garment construction, social media marketing, audio and video editing, and computer skills to improve their livelihoods.
The Guyana government has lashed out at opposition leader Aubrey Norton over his claims that the recently proposed Budget 2023 is biased against the working class and favors families and friends of the People's Progressive Party civic administration. In this Vanu Manikchand report, you will hear that President Dr. Irfan Ali has dismissed these claims, saying that Budget 2023 caters for the betterment of all Guyanese.
I take them as my friends and family, because every Guyanese is my friend and family. So yes, Mr. Norton, the 25,000 that will be getting their house lot under this government is our friend and family, because in your 5 years of government, you failed to give any of them anything. So I take them. They are my friends and family. You are part of this great One Guyana family, and I'm happy that the opposition leader has finally realized that all of these people form part of this one big, happy Guyana family, the One Guyana family. So I'm not looking at it as a negative. You know your president. I don't look at anything in a negative way. What the man was really saying was that Guyana and the delivery of Budget 2023 is for the entire Guyanese friend and family. He's accepting the fact that the PPP government has embraced the entire Guyana community as our friend and family.
That was President Dr. Irfan Ali during a press conference on Thursday when he was asked to respond to opposition leader Aubrey Norton's comments on Budget 2023. According to the head of state, the government's policies and programs outlined in Budget 2023 are all geared towards positively impacting Guyanese all across Guyana.
The movement of the threshold from 75,000 to 85,000 that will benefit tens of thousands of Guyanese. They are my friends and family. I love them. Do not claim them as your friends and family. You said that they are our friends and family, so they are my friends and family. Let's go on. The Because We Care grant that will benefit 214,000 school children, 214,000 families. They are my friends and family. I love you guys. You are my friends and family. The thousands of consumers who will benefit as a result of the reduction in the freight costs, you are our friends and family. Yes. Yes, Mr. Norton, they are our friends and family. Every Guyanese is part of our family and friends.
Against this backdrop, President Ali posited that by saying the proposed budget would benefit the friends and family of the government, Norton is in fact finally accepting that Budget 2023 has delivered for all Guyanese under the One Guyana initiative.
This man has finally come to his realization and the reality that this budget and this government is delivering to the friends and family of the PPP who constitute the entire whole of the country. All the Amerindian communities and Amerindian that will benefit. The Because We Care grant, the school transportation grant, the income tax threshold adjustment, the salary adjustment, the expansion of the part-time job program, $10 billion. $10 billion going back into the pockets of people, improving disposable income. What that means is $40,000. Any of you have a low-income loan here? $40,000 would pay back your loan every single month. That is what it means for the ordinary people. Yes, they are friends and family. Yes, they are part of the Guyana collective, friends and family. I am happy. Y'all misinterpreting the man.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
In light of Guyana's growing demand for qualified persons, monies have been set aside in Budget 2023 for local tertiary institutions to increase their intakes in order to produce more graduates to boost the country's human capital. Here is Vanu Manikchand again with the details.
During his 2023 budget presentation, Finance Minister Dr. Ashney Singh disclosed that over $5.5 billion have been proposed for the expansion of opportunities at the tertiary education level in Guyana.
Over the last 2 years, 6,100 students graduated from the University of Guyana, providing much needed skills in the workforce. In 2023, an amount of $3.7 billion is allocated for the management and expansion of operations at the University of Guyana, Turkine, and Berbice campuses. The Gold Scholarship Program, which has already awarded since its introduction in 2021, nearly 14,000 scholarships. Mr. Speaker, Budget 2023 allocates a sum of $1.8 billion for the Gold Scholarship Program.
We will exceed the 20,000.
Catering for 8,555 new students and 1,047 continuing students. By that measure alone, sir, in 2023, we would have already delivered a target that we had set ourselves for 2025.
The Finance Minister also underscored the need for a skilled population to further accelerate the country's growth. Government is investing heavily in technical and vocational training, TVET, with $2.5 billion budgeted to go towards responding to the labor market demands and providing employment opportunities. In 2023, another $488.5 million is allocated for the Board of Industrial Training to further expand training programs to facilitate over 7,000 persons.
We have started work to improve the quality of the training, revising the curriculum to align the delivery with the Caribbean Vocational Qualification Standards, CVQ as they are known, and adding 9 courses to the CCP, Secondary Competence Certificate Program, including in such areas that are particularly needed in the new and emerging sectors, in the sectors that require particularly specialized skills, things like crop production, mechanical engineering, electrical technology, mechanical technology, and so on. And many of these people are now employed in our emergent oil and gas sector and in the contractors to the operators in the oil and gas sector. Mr. Speaker, works are progressing on the construction of practical instruction centers at Betterville, Fellowship, and Hope Town, and practical instructional departments at Northwest Secondary, Martica Secondary, and St. Ignatius Secondary. All of these are expected to be completed in 2023.
Additionally, works will commence this year for the construction of a Guyana Technical Training College at Port Morant in Berbice.
That, sir, will be the premier institution offering oil and gas training. It will incorporate the existing Port Morant Training School that has already produced generations of world-class technicians who are sought after worldwide. In addition to incorporating the Port Morant training, the existing Port Morant, incorporating and upgrading the existing Port Morant Training School, the National Oil and Gas Institute will be housed there, and the Tourism and Hospitality Institute will also be accommodated within that mega facility.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
The Guyana Tourism Authority today hosted a tourism business licensing clinic at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. It was intended to connect tourism stakeholders with the key regulatory agencies. Details in this Luana McAllister report.
This inaugural business clinic session aims to address the challenges involved in the licensing process in the tourism industry. The event allowed participants to initiate the registration licensing process and foster discussions with representatives from various agencies who will be on site to provide guidance and clarity on their respective policies. The clinic also allowed for easy on-the-spot payments to the various regulatory agencies. According to the president of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Kamrul Bashk, the participants of the event include 10 government agencies.
Today we have 10 governmental agencies, including the Guyana Tourism Authority. We have from the Mayor and City Council, the Maritime Administration, you have NIS, GRA, Guyana Fire Service, GUYANA'S, Guyana Lands and Surveys, the Guyana Tourism Authority. So with all those agencies here together, they have senior representatives that are going to tend to the queries. They're going to tend to the burning questions for a lot of the companies and businesses in the industry, and bring a high level of awareness and sensitization about the procedures that businesses must follow. So, for example, fire will, speak to the requirements for fire safety at establishments, accommodation establishments. Barrett is going to share information on maritime safety for boats and vessel operators, and what is required of captains to become licensed.
When it comes to payment, he said in the case where all monies cannot be paid at once, there will be a payment plan. Meanwhile, a number of business representatives lauded the event.
It's very good to have all the services that the Tourism Authority recognizes necessary for persons who are doing tourism operation or tour guide programs. Because we are moving to a different level, and we would have more international persons coming into the country, foreigners coming into the country, that we need the proper guidance in terms of taking them around.
If we have a problem with any one of the agency, we can find out how do we go about getting permits from the different agencies. So I welcome this tourism licensing clinic.
Luana McAllister, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge report.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Thursday, January 19th at 2:30 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Thursday, January 19th at 14:20 hours for a period of 1.5.
Chandra Paul must cash in during Zimbabwe tour, says Fazir Mohammed, and AAG confirms packed 2023 calendar. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by Macorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m., Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
American-made Generac pressure washers from Sylvie's Variety Store gives you the power you need to blast away dirt and grime, providing the perfect cleaning power for any tough jobs around the house or business, from 2,500 to 4,000 psi. So get the Generac pressure washer today with all the parts and accessories available from Sylvie's Variety Store.